Panem October launched on Friday night, Saturday morning, so like at midnight on Friday night on October 1st, which was technically Saturday. But and it immediately crashed, and people weren't really able to access it, I think, for several hours. I wasn't really online then, so I wasn't following this whole situation too closely, but it seems like it's been up and down over the weekend and just has been receiving huge amounts of traffic. And if you've been following the messages that they've been posting on Twitter and Facebook, and even at PanemOctober.com itself, it sounds like they're kind of reworking and redesigning the entire site to better withstand the traffic load that they're getting, which is awesome. I'm really excited about that. And then TheCapitol.PN, which hasn't been really doing anything, or which had not been really doing anything at all, suddenly on Friday, they sort of, I guess, moved into the next phase of their ARG, and they finally began to grant more, are you guys calling them DIPs or DIPs?
I think
DIP, yeah.
I've been saying
okay. When I see it, I just think dip. But yeah, so they've been going district by district, giving out DIPs and assigning people professions. And I think they've done 4 districts now. And then yesterday, I think it was, the site kind of like
went Latin.
Yeah, it went Latin for a few hours, which confused a lot of people, but we can talk about that in a second. But yeah, so that's basically the gist of it. And I have some comments from some people that I'll share at the end of this conversation. But I would love to hear what everyone thinks about, Panem October, TheCapitol.PN, if this is like a battle of the ARGs, if, is the Capitol, because it was awfully coincidental that TheCapitol.PN suddenly started to like ramp up their efforts the day of the Panem October launch. So I don't know, do you guys think they're trying to compete with Panem October? Why would they want to compete with a fan-created project? What do you guys think? Just feel free to talk and share your opinions.
There's no coincidence in the time they opened that. They did that on purpose. It's not a coincidence. It has to be on purpose, because they could have done this at any point. And the fact that they did it just before Panem October opened is showing that they're watching closely what's going on, and they wanted to say we started first, or we opened up first type thing. So, I mean, whether they actually say that or not, to them, I think it was something, and I don't think there's any coincidence at all. I mean, they both did crash. Once they started letting in, people as far as District 12 getting in, once people found out that if they went in and expedited their account, their DIP on TheCapitol.PN, that they could possibly get their district in next, then everybody was going in and they absolutely crashed that site too. But, it's to say anything about how hungry the fans are for either of these activities, either of these ARGs, is the fact that, both sites did crash and with the traffic. Obviously, I wouldn't doubt that Panem October had a lot more traffic going into it, just because the hype has been around it for far longer than TheCapitol.PN. So, and we've known about the date for very long, and people were anticipating it and waiting for it. So they had people, probably people lined up, or in the site or waiting to get in. Whereas TheCapitol.PN being a surprise is what they did. I think it's I guess I don't think they probably had as much activity. I think, and honestly, everything with TheCapitol.PN is still such a mystery, and we don't know what is going to happen. I mean, both of them are mysteries, but I think, personally, I think people are a lot more excited about Panem October. And maybe because it is fan-driven is something that would make people, look to it more. I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt, but I just have to share this tweet from Shyla, who is, we mentioned, Hamish, listening to the show, or as she likes to say, ox-eyed, with a big exclamation. But Shyla had probably maybe the best tweet of the month. She said, "Hide your tweets, hide your sites, hide your ARGs. We crashing everything out here," which is a great homage to Antoine Dodson and the whole hide your husbands, except he actually went to jail. I don't know if you saw that recently on a quick
God, did he?
He did for marijuana possession.
Oh.
I read. He's okay. I think it was a small charge. But anyway, great tweet, Shyla. Definitely worthy of mentioning.
And apparently Game-Maker Rowan is listening right now because he just tweeted from the Panem government Twitter account. So if you're following along, you probably just saw that.
What has he said? What did he say exactly?
He said, "Hush, Rowan, just sit there and be quiet for your own good." Oh, all right. So I guess he's having a conversation with himself via Twitter. And then he included
earlier.
Yeah, he included a hashtag, "Beautiful graphics only get you so far."
Which is very true.
Which is very true.
See, earlier he tweeted that somebody in the Panem government, or the Panem October office was blasting Fireside Chat, and somebody was going to get whippings.
Yeah, I just want you to know, though, we do have immunity for this discussion, so don't be afraid to speak up about this. Just for these few minutes, we're allowed to be honest. But if I express my honest opinion, I thought Panem October was awesome. I mean, I really was a very, very big fan, and I'm still kind of shocked at how it was able to generate this much interest, 55,000-plus people all taking part in this game, and really without, it seemed like, the same resources that some other ARGs would have. So I think tremendous praise to that and to the fans for making that project and that site such a cool experience. The question now shifts, I think, to what does TheCapitol.PN do to respond? And as Theresa, as you pointed out, maybe it's not a coincidence that they're sort of amping up their game. And I'm seeing a lot of people express this on Twitter right now. I mean, the bar is set pretty high, I think, based on what Panem October did. I mean, I don't know. What do you all think? Let's turn to Kait. Have you expressed a full opinion on this yet?
Not yet, but I don't think it's a coincidence either. I think that pretty much every time Panem October is doing something or about to do something, TheCapitol.PN tries to do something else that's like, oh, hey, look over here. But I overall probably at this point have more faith in Panem October because we know that they have a plan for what they're doing, and it's a 6-month plan, and it's going to be a full interactive experience for that whole time period, where I feel like TheCapitol.PN is just going to give us, like, teeny tiny things once a month or so, because that's all they've done so far. And so unless they turn out to have this, like, crazy interactive thing, too, which I'm just not seeing yet, I don't really think they would have had to open around this time period.
Well, look, let's see obviously what they had to do. I mean, my attitude, and not to be just, sunny about everything, but I'm just, and I'm seeing other people express this too. I think it's wonderful that both of these exist.
Mm-hmm.
I think this just means more fun and more great stuff for everybody to take part in. And I would say if anybody out there, if you're not enrolled in both of them, you should be. Right now, you can get a badge, you can get an ID card, you can start scanning QR codes all the way across the board on Panem October, build up lots of friends. I even see people taking advantage of our chat to try to get more scans, which, of course, if you've been following, that helps you unlock your district. So I think really this could only be great for the movie that this stuff is going on. And let this be an arms race. Let this be like the Cold War going on, except on a much more pleasant no actual threat of atomic bomb type situation.